Hello and welcome back to another exciting Excel 2010 video. Right now we're going to be covering inserting a chart. I have already put in some information and some data into the spreadsheet, so we don't have to go through that again of inserting information. However, I am going to go over summing up or auto summing totals here. You will see what we're doing is Wilmo sales, monthly sales. January, February, March, April. These would be your headings for the columns, and then we have four names: Mark, Jill, Jane, and Wayne. Now I've put the totals down, so I want to find the total for Mark. So I would make F4 my active cell by clicking on it, and then I would simply go to my auto sum button over here on the home ribbon, click auto sum, and it will give me the range January, February, March, April, which is what I wanted. Add up, and then I hit enter. And as I mentioned in the last video, go ahead and reselect that cell F4 using my fill handle. I fill down, and it gives me all of the answers or sums for each row. If I do the same for January, make B8 the active cell, hit auto sum, it'll automatically say, hey, are these the ones you want? And in this case, yes it is. I hit enter. Gives me the total. I reselect cell B8 and I scroll across, and it gives me all the totals I am looking for. Alright, that is a quick review of the auto sum button. Alright, now we're going to talk about doing charts. Charts are fairly easy. Okay, it's just a matter of selecting the proper information. When you're doing a chart, unless you're doing a pie chart and just talking about total here or total there, you never want to select totals because it throws your numbers out of whack. Okay, and I will show you what I mean here in a minute. So we're going to do a column chart of the monthly sales. So we're going to select the range A3 to E7. So in other words, I have selected my months or my column headings along with my row headings, in other words the names, along with their data. I will then go to insert, and as I said, we're going to do a column chart, so I click on column and it'll give me a bunch of different options for charts. Okay, so if I choose, let's do a 3D column chart, that first one, I think it's called 3D clustered column. I'm going to select that, and it will give you a chart like this. So it gives me the names over here in this legend area, and then on the axis, the horizontal axis, I have my months, January, February, March, April, and the units going up the left-hand side. And then it's just like any other picture, object, or whatever in a document. I can take it and drag it anywhere I want. Okay, if I'm going to move it over there. If I want to resize it, I just go to the corner. I can make it a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, whatever suits my needs for the current spreadsheet. Okay, and that's one way of doing the column chart. Once it's in there, you can change the chart style. Click the drop down menu right there. You'll see chart styles. If I click the more button, you can have different colors, different shades, all that kind of stuff, depending on what you're looking for. I'm just going to leave it right here. You can also change the layout. If I click more here, you can have the legend, which has the names on it, in different spots. You can change how it looks, in other words, the lines in the back, that kind of stuff. Do you want the numbers actually on the columns representing things? So it just depends on the look you're going for. Again, depends on your preference and on what the need is of the spreadsheet. So that's one way of doing a chart. Now let me show you what happens if I add the totals in. Okay, take note right now of, you see how nicely clustered the chart is, because while obviously Wayne has high numbers in most of these, but they're pretty much even. Okay, I'm just going to click on this and delete it. Now if I went and added the totals and then went insert column, did the same one, all of a sudden everything's out of whack because this total is in there and it doesn't look normal. Okay, it makes it look like Mark, Jill, Jane, and Wayne didn't do anything. Alright, so you really don't want to add your totals to a chart unless of course you're making a chart. Okay, in which case, let's say if I was just doing Mark, I select Mark stuff, I go insert, and if I'm doing a pie chart, maybe that's all I wanted, and I just do a 2D pie chart, and there's Mark. Okay, And it says 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I neglected to select January, February, and March and April. But there's Mark's pie chart, all right, just for his. And considering there was only one selection, that's what the pie chart would look like. Okay, and that's all there is to inserting charts for the most part. Okay, and again, you can move the chart around once you have inserted it. You can basically put it anywhere you want. Okay, when a chart is in a page or on a page like it is, it's called an embedded chart because it's embedded into the spreadsheet. You can move it to another page by selecting, and I believe it's on the layout format button. Oh, maybe it's on the design button. It is on the design button. All right. It's on the design tab. All you have to do is click the design tab with having the chart selected, and you click on move chart. You click on that, and you can put it on a new sheet. Okay, so that is one way of moving a chart onto another sheet. Okay, that's pretty much it for the charts. Again, there's some other things you can do with it, but for now, that is the basics, and that's pretty much all you need to know to get through Project 1. As always, if you have any questions, please come up and ask Mr. Meissen or shoot him an email, and I'm sure he will get back to you ASAP. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking with you again soon.